All right, how you guys doing? Welcome back to the Hidden Cellar. I'm Mr. Campos here to make a modern art painting. We're going to try to do sort of a Kandinsky type of work here. Um, I pre-sketched something here because I didn't want to forget this great idea, but I did want to make it at the same time as I was making this video. So I sketched it real quick, very lightly. And what we're going to do, we're going to go over it and then paint it with lots of different colors. So people call Kandinsky like the godfather of abstract art. And that could be true. Some people can argue about that, but we're just here to have fun. And his style of work used a lot of geometric shapes, lots of vibrant colors, bold colors that I like. I'm not really into pastels. I'm more into these types of colors, and he also used lots of um, lines, organic shapes also. So it was a mixture of geometric, uh, symmetrical versus organic shapes that were not symmetrical. And they were just meant to express something, maybe how he heard music or how he wanted to paint an emotion without actually drawing figures that you recognize. So it's all up to the viewer to interpret what the painting is saying. When I make abstract art, I tend to make a point where it draws your attention. So I call it a point of interest. So when you look at this, the first thing that I notice is this giant orb here of color that's going to be filled with colors. And then as you can see, the lines that I've added next to this circle here are leading over to the right. And this is going to be a small like black hole or whatever this is. And it looks very organic, chaotic versus this one looks a little bit more organized, symmetrical, geometric. So I guess this would be considered something organized, tranquility, simplicity versus chaos. You know, you could say something like that. But yeah, as you can see, the point of interest starts here and the lines lead you to the right. So it goes from the left to the right. Anything else, it's really just to fill in the spaces. We have this shape here. We have a couple more of these orbs, another orb down here, but they're not really as important as this one. So when you make an abstract painting, try to put a point of interest where your viewer tends to go in first and then travels everywhere else. And that makes your painting interesting. All right, so what we're going to begin is, let's go ahead and draw these circles. This is my orb here on the left side. You don't have to draw it perfectly because we're going to paint over it with lots of colors. So don't worry about perfection. It's modern abstract art. Okay, you have more freedom. That's the cool thing about abstract art. You don't have to be perfect. You don't even have to know how to draw, but you have to learn how to be creative, use colors, learn basic shapes. That's the most important. And always create a center point of interest to make your paintings original, fun, interesting to look at. All right, so we got this orb here. We got a couple of small ones going to the right. And I am making them smaller because I want you to start from here and go all the way to the right into this point. So it's kind of like perspective, but instead of using lines, we're using circles. We are using lines here to help our eye guide us to this point of interest. We go from here to here. Okay, so for the lines, Kandinsky did like to make perfect lines here. So he probably used a ruler. Okay, I got another one here. There we go, look, pretty good. And then we got one more here. I want to make that a little bit longer, like that. And as you can see, it is drawing your eye here to this point of interest. This is our first point of interest. This is our second. Okay, sometimes we have three. We have 1, 2, 3. This one only has 2. All right, so here's our crazy little circle here. And our lines now are going to be more organic. They're going to be loose. So you can go crazy with this. I want to make this one a little bit smoother, like that. And then some of them can go crazy. It's like an electrical charge. I don't know, something like that. I do like these swirly lines here. They're very interesting. Okay, not a big fan of just straight lines, you know. That triangle, let's make it a little bit more perfect. Since I have a ruler here, I should take advantage of that. There we go. Yeah, if you want to make something perfect, use a ruler. All right, where is that? Right there. Okay, pretty cool, huh? Let's go ahead and draw these circles here quickly. We got a small one here being overlapped by this big one. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3. Let's put a fourth one here in the corner, kind of hiding. It looks like it's bigger than this one, but we don't want to emphasize that. We're just giving a little hint by going off the page like this. So we're not really worried about this. This is just for filling in the spaces. This is our main one here. Okay, so we have that. Let's go ahead and put a shape now. Instead of just a line, we're going to put a shape, because that will help us close this corner here. Okay, and then we can put all sorts of colors here. I'm thinking this is going to be blue. I don't know why, but I'm thinking this is blue. These are probably going to be like light green yellows. This is definitely going to be black or purple. And these are going to be all colorful. Okay, the lines are going to be black or blue, whatever, but that's what I'm seeing here. Blue, green, purple, and rainbow colors here. All right, very good. So we drew this. Don't forget to always sign your name somewhere at the bottom, because you don't want people to take your work and take credit for it. So you make sure you put your name on it, and then it'll be all yours to display and sell. All right, so I went ahead and put all the colors that I'm going to use. I will be using more than this. I want to use some turquoise and purples. So I have an extra plate here. Always have an extra plate. And as always, you have your paper towels, so you can clean out your brush. We got brand new cup of water, clear. We got some brushes here, different sizes. This is going to be for painting the circles because it's a larger area. And these are going to be for lines. That's why they're smaller and narrower. Okay, so we are going to get ready to paint. The first one is going to be obviously this one. And I want to use this brush. It's not the biggest one, but it's bigger than these. And I'm thinking, let's see. What do you guys think? Let's do a green. I'm just picking randomly. Doesn't really matter, but there's a green circle there. Okay. Make sure it goes kind of smooth. Don't be in a hurry. This is not like Pollock where we're going like this all crazy. It does look crazy, but we want to have some organization. All right, so we got the green there. I'm going to go ahead and soak it here in the water. Go to my next brush, and I'm thinking red. It's going to be my next circle there. We got red here. All right. And guys, always feel free to skip around. You don't have to watch it, the video in its entirety. Just scroll to where you need to go. But if you want to hear me talk, that's cool too. All right, we got that. Pretty cool, pretty weird. Let's go to the next color. I'm thinking, what should we do? I'm thinking a yellow here and then an orange to create sort of a contrast. Yeah, I'm gonna make a contrast there. So let's do yellow here. Yeah, that's what I said, yellow and orange. So let's do orange first at the outer rim here. Looks like a nucleus or something, a molecule. Maybe that's what Kandinsky was trying to do. I don't know. Maybe you can paint molecules, paint science. That would be a great idea. All right, so we got that. Okay, it's a simple idea. We're not going to take too long on it. And plus, we have a lot of other shapes to take care of. Don't worry about perfection. This is just a guide for you. I'm sure you can do it better than me. But it's just a guide to help you create something. Okay, we got that. Looks like a target, the target symbol. But we're about to put yellow, so it's going to look a little different now. And I'm thinking of doing primary yellow. I got primary yellow and I got lemon yellow. But lemon yellow is a little bit too light. So I want something kind of in between. Let's see how that looks. It looks okay. You know what? I changed my mind and I'm going to add one more little narrow circle right here. And I'm thinking of doing something dark. Something dark. Try to be careful not to go over the circles because you're going to start blending, which is okay. If you accidentally blend like that, that's all right. No worries. It's just that you have to clean out the brush a little bit more often because look, it starts to turn orange, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and blend that in. Yeah, because when you mix yellow and red, you get orange. So it creates this sort of like a halo effect. Look at that. That's cool. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put some blue here. So I got some blue here already. And I'm going to put that blue right there. Look at that. And when that blue touches that yellow, it will turn green. It will turn green. Okay. Wow. Pretty interesting. You can see, look, it's kind of greenish here because it did touch the yellow. And also it's touching the orange. It's creating like this dark green. I don't really mix colors like that. Like blue and orange. But it looks pretty interesting. All right. That looks cool. Looks like a Kandinsky. Looks like a Kandinsky, and we are ready to hop over. Let's go over to the bottom right here. Okay. And we are going to do a different pattern this time. I think I'm going to pick green. I'm going to pick green and blue and probably green, blue, and I'm thinking maybe orange or red. I'm not sure. Yeah, something like that. I want this to be a little bit darker. Let's go ahead and do green. Yeah, right there. Green for this one. Okay, we got the green there. Pretty cool. And then let's hop over and put blue back here. Like we can even mix it with green to give us a sort of a turquoise color. What do you guys think? Look at that. But it's not done yet because we need to paint that. And I'm thinking, should I do an extra one? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and just use this brush, and I'm gonna put, it's a good question. Should I do red? I'm thinking, let's see how that looks right there. Versus orange. I don't know. Why don't we do red orange? Mix it up. Look at that. Now we got both worlds in there. We got the red and the orange. And since it's abstract art, you can blend. Do whatever you want. And then go ahead and touch that blue there. See that? Touch that blue and look what happens. It gives that glow. And that glow looks cool. It looks very abstract. Okay, very Kandinsky. Let's go ahead and touch that right there. Yeah, blend that in. Make those halos there. Those shadows. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah, don't be scared not to blend things. Try it out. See what it looks like. It might look ugly at first, but then as you get more experience, you learn to accept colors and use them. You know, sometimes I'm not into pastel colors, but sometimes they do help me in certain situations. You can't always be bold with everything. Sometimes you need a color that's not so bright to help you fill in those gaps. Okay, so we got that orange there, but it's not giving me that energy that I'm looking for. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a little bit of red in the outer rim. Blend that in like that. Yeah. How about we mix it with orange? Yeah, that's cool. Look at that. That's a little bit more interesting. See that? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put that in there. Hope you guys can hear me, or else I've been talking to myself the whole time. All right. Let's see that. Let's add more red up here. Don't worry if it's not perfect. It's okay. You can always fix it later. I'm just trying to get this done. Abstract. Look at that. That's a little bit more powerful now. I like that. I like that. Okay, cool. I'm enjoying that. Let's put like a little bit of red in there, inside that green for shadows. There you go. Look at that. That's cool. All right, so we got that. We got that. It's looking like a Kandinsky. It's looking like a Kandinsky. Let's go ahead and travel over here. And this time, my mind is saying this needs to be yellow for some reason. It just sometimes my head tells me things. I know it sounds crazy, but it says, I want the color, I want this color, this type of color here. I don't see any other color but that. Okay, and it might work. Sometimes you listen to what your mind tells you, and it works. And this is my, like a primary yellow. I'm gonna use this cadmium yellow, deep hue, which is, it's more like a mustardy color. See that? Pretty cool. But it doesn't always work on everything. Sometimes you want a bright yellow for sunlight. And then this one, this cadmium yellow, would not work. It'd be too mustardy, you know? Okay, so I got my bright yellow. There's even lemon yellow, which is even lighter than this. And let's go ahead and, you know what? I want to go ahead and blend that. See what that looks like. Darken it up just a little bit, but not too much. And then I need to put something in here and blend that out. What color should I use? I don't know. Let's use, let's go ahead and use blue. And then the blue is going to blend in with the yellows. And then we're going to get some kinds of, some greens. Okay, so we've got a blue here. We're going to put it right in there. Right in there. And look at that. It's already turning green. Barely touched it, and it turned green. Once we color in that circle, then you can start kind of blending out. Make sure that your brush is a little bit, just a little bit wet, and that way it'll blend nicely. See? Sometimes you don't need to add more paint. You just use what you got. Use what you got, and then look at that. See? Got that halo effect again. We can spread it out a little bit more. See, by making that circle a little thicker. Very cool. All right, but we do need something. We need an extra color right here, okay? It's not as colorful as these, so we need something extra. And I'm thinking, since I already used blues and greens and yellows, I think my last choice would be orange. Should I use orange? Yeah, I think let's use orange. Okay, because I already got red out here, so let's use an orange. Okay. Ah, there we go. There we go. Now it's done. See? Now it's finished. It looks much better, more interesting. You know what these things look like? They look like those evil eye pendants that come from like Turkey and stuff like that. And people wear them as necklaces. Yeah, they're called evil eye. And it's kind of to like protect you from jealous people or whatever. And they look like this. They look like weird looking eyes or something. That's what it looks like. All right, look at that. Now let's go ahead and do this one, but this one, I don't want it to be as colorful. I want it to be more muted. And I'm thinking that we need to add some purple in there. So let's go ahead and find a purple right here. This is the name of this thing. It's called dioxazine purple. Yeah, a very deep purple. All right, what else we got? I like this brush here. This round brush, good for petals, good for flowers. See that? It's not too small, not too big. So it's one of my go-to brushes. My go-to brushes are these and these flat ones. These flat ones are always great. Okay. All right, so purple is our next color. Look at that. It does get lighter as we use water and spread it out. It turns into regular purple. So I'm thinking purple is going to be out here. But look how it's not flowing. It's a little bit too dry. So let's add a little bit of water. And look what happens. It helps the paint flow. Okay, we got purple there. And then we can add a little bit more to darken it up. See what happens? All right, we are back. I hope you could hear me. The recording was saying that it wasn't picking up the audio. So I had to switch the microphone, and I hope you can hear me still. All right, so now we have purple here. And I said that I'm going to add green in here. So we're going to put green into that circle. It looks very simplistic, but it does take a little while to paint all these shapes. All right, so we got that. Let's see. And what should we put at the very edge here? What color should we do? We need to, let's do red. Yeah, let's do red. We don't have red in the very center of these circles. Okay, look at that. So we got all these circles here. Next thing I want to do is I want to paint this shape here, this organic shape. Okay, looks like a marshmallow man or something. I don't know. We need some black this time, but I think we're going to outline that last, because what happens is if you outline this first and then you start putting like light blues and stuff, it's going to smear. Okay, and even though smearing is kind of cool, gives you an effect, I'm going to save that for later. First thing I want to do is I want to paint this very light blue with like white right into the center. So it's going to be white and then light blue. So I'm going to use that blue that I got. With white. We're going to blend together. Let's see what we can create. We're going to work on that. Let's grab my trusty brush here. Got to get rid of all that paint. See what? Ooh, look at that. Get rid of it. All right. So let's start off with blue. Okay, put it right here, and we're going to put a whole bunch of white on top of that.
Okay, we want that blue to be very light, just like that, kind of like clouds. See? There you go. And then when we get to the edges here, we can go ahead and make it a little bit darker by just using blues. The regular blue, not blue with white. This would be a tint of blue, because anything that you mix with white is a tint. A tint of blue. Pretty nice. Let's use a little bit of water. Very cool. Looks like some purple is getting into my mix. That's all right. Okay, let's go ahead and put more white into the center. And it's going to dry into it. It's going to blend in. Don't worry about it. It's acrylic. Acrylics dry dark. So sometimes you need to put even more white. There we go. Okay, it looks cool. Oops, sorry. Now we need to add some blues into the edges. So I'm going to take this small brush and I'm going to start blending into the edges. See that? Into the edges. And you can even go down here and start blending up like that. See? Looks interesting. Put some blue there. And in here. Pretty cool, huh? All right, very cool. And then when you water it, you get rid of that excess paint, and then you can start blending inside. Like that. See? Blend inside the shape. Like that. Just with water. Okay. And then I'm going to go back, touch this up. Make sure when you outline things to make them dark, try not to use too much water. Go in with a dry brush. And look what happens. It becomes very dark. This is good for outlining. Now I was going to paint this with black, but I think I'm going to leave it alone. Just like that. Some weird blob shape. And look at that. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty weird. If you want to outline it with black, you can. I can even outline, look, I'm going to outline this thing here. Yeah, look, that's a good idea. That's my fourth color there. So I'm going to go in with a dry brush and I'm going to outline that, and then now we have this, that. Pretty cool. All right, so this one I had said I'm going to make it, what should I do? I'm going to make this yellow, and this is going to be like, sort of like a yellow-green, very light. Let's go ahead and start with this one, okay? Let's go using a different brush here. And forgive me if I'm knocking over this camera. It's sitting on a tripod, and I'm right behind it. There we go. Okay, we got our orb here. Maybe blend that in with some light yellow. Does it make a difference? Not really. Maybe when it dries, it does. Once it dries, you can put white and things like that, and it'll do something. Okay, so we got yellow. The next one is going to be, we're going to mix that with green. So Let's do that. Put a little bit of green for a light green there. Look at that. I think that's a little bit too dark. So let's put even more yellow. Maybe even mix it with white. And there we go. That's better. Look at that. See the difference between this one and that one? Okay. That one's going to go right there. Right there. And that one, we are going to make it purple. Okay. So I'm going to use, let's use a smaller brush. We'll make it purple. Make it dark in there. Look at that. Ooh. Or like a black hole or something. Something's going on in there. Okay, so we do have to go over this triangle, these lines. I think I'm gonna make this line here purple, right here. So okay, the other ones are gonna be black, so we're gonna add black. Just a minute, but I'm doing that purple. Let's do this one purple also, maybe purple and blue. Yeah, look at that. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go wide, and then I'm gonna go narrow. But you see how it looks scratchy? It does need a little bit of water. Look what happens with the water. It helps it flow a little bit better. Try not to soak it too much, just a little pinch of water. A little droplet of water helps a long way. All right. Pretty cool. Let's do a couple more purples. So blue purples like that. And I'm thinking I need to switch. I probably need to switch to mixed media. Yeah, maybe. Mixed media paper because it's very bumpy. This is watercolor paper. Watercolor paper is very bumpy. And then when you try to do something dry, it does create these like little bumps here, see? Little fuzzy areas. And sometimes that gets on my nerves when I'm trying to do something very smooth. All right, these are gonna be black, so we'll kind of leave those alone. What else do we need? What else do we need? Oh yeah, I had drawn a grid here. So this grid is gonna look like this. It's like a weird shape. Like that and like that. Okay, and we'll just go over that with black. I'm gonna do this one, this one, this one, that. Don't know what happened here, but oh well. And then that would be it. Yeah, that would be it. And I'm thinking, what color should I do the triangle? I don't know. Should we do it black? Let's try some blue. Yeah, let's try blue. And what I want to do, since my blue is like a medium blue, maybe we can go ahead and mix that blue finally with black. Okay, so I got black there. And we are going to go ahead and blend that. Where is that brush? There we go. Look at this paper towel. Look at that. It looks like a Kandinsky. All right, so we got black. We blend it here with blue. We got that super deep Blue black. Okay, kind of like Payne's gray. If you ever use Payne's gray, a very beautiful color. Looks like black and blue. All right, we got that. I should be using, and I will be using, a ruler. I don't like to paint with rulers, but I have to, okay, to make a straight line. Once again, see what happens? Maybe I should be using mixed media paper. Okay, it's kind of a big line, but that's cool, it doesn't matter. All right, we're gonna put another one here. We'll put it black and some blue, and just a little bit of water. See what we get. All right, look at that. And then you can even put like little dots. Yeah, little dots. Looks like, I don't know, a constellation or something going on. Yeah, like we're in space, or we're like in an 80s club or something. I don't know, but it looks kind of cool. You can even add like different colors. You don't have to do black. You can do all sorts of colors. It's sort of like a galaxy, like a math galaxy. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go ahead and just use plain black here with my ruler. Ooh, one. There we go. Okay, don't worry about a perfect line. Just worry about the composition. Is it working? Does it look interesting? And does it look like Kandinsky did it? He probably would have approved it. There we go. Now we gotta do this top line, this, the grid, and we will be done. All right. Let's see. Okay. This one's going to be a long line, so we got to be careful. Oop. And you know what? You don't even have to use a paintbrush. You could use a marker. Yeah. You could use a marker. And that would have made a even smoother line. I'm going to put an extra little line here. For some reason, I think it should touch that. Yeah, there you go. Let's go ahead and put some blue into that mix. Little bits of blues in here and in here. And maybe blend it up, see? Blend it like that. We've got some color in there. Maybe some color going on in here. Yeah, look at that. Kind of fill that in with blues. See that? You see hints of blues in there. And I'm using a wet brush. And it's drying out, so it's creating this sort of like foggy, scratchy look. They like watercolor. Look at that. All right, that is pretty interesting. That's cool. Look at that. And I just added water. Can blend that in like that. What do you guys think? Look at that. That's cool. Next up, let's do the grid. The grid, let's go ahead and make it, what color should we do? Let's just do black, yeah. We have enough black here, so let's get rid of that. Okay, I'm not gonna use a ruler this time. I'm just gonna just draw it. Paint it like that. 1, 2. Remember, if you want to make it very perfect, very neat, use a ruler. Use a ruler. Okay, let's stretch that line in there. This, maybe another one here. Okay, this one's coming in like this. This is an irregular line. Let's put a little dot of black in there. And we're gonna finish off these lines with black and a mixture of water so it flows. And try to do it in one stroke without stopping. Ooh, very cool. Let's do this one. Ooh, wasn't as smooth as I thought, but whatever. Ooh. And maybe another straight line here. Okay, another straight line, and then make sure that it starts to dry out, and then it looks a little bit lighter. And the final thing that we need to do is that we are going to go ahead and put some orbs in there. Okay, so this one is going to be yellow, this one's going to be like orangey, and that will be it. That will be our Kandinsky there. Okay, so let's start with this one. Oh, get rid of that. Let's do that very pale yellow. Okay, but it's looking kind of green. Oh well. Quickly, let's go ahead and make that. Yeah, look at that. It's got a glow there. And the next one's going to be orange. Orange. It's going to be like that. Let's wet it a little bit. Wet that wet that brush a little bit. And we got our perfectly nice glowing orb there. Okay. I want to darken up the edge of that just a little bit to add some interest. Okay. Very cool. And I'm going to go back with this very tiny brush and I'm going to put some green in there. You can see my green is starting to dry out, but I'm going to go ahead and outline it. There we go. What do you guys think? Isn't that awesome? Isn't this amazing? Okay. I do feel like we need to put some color here. And that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to put some yellow greens or something, some kind of like circles or a wash. I don't know. And I want to use my big brush here. So hang on. Let's take that yellow and some green. We can do some like lines like that. See? We can fill in some spaces. Maybe another little circle here, another circle in here, like that. Let's do a greenish circle, small in there. So it looks like it's far away. Look at that. Oh, okay, yeah, that works. Okay, and then let's do some yellow ones. Here, there, some weird looking lines. Make sure that the lines, even though they're weird and abstract, try not to go too crazy. Try to stay balanced and organized. Okay, and then maybe a glow of yellow in there. Looks like an eye now, see? A weird looking eye or something weird going on in there. Don't really like that. Let's turn that into a circle. There we go. Okay, that's better. That's better. All right. And you can always put a wash of color. Here, I'll give you an example. You can put a very light color with water and sort of like fill in some spaces like that. Just a little bit, okay? So with a wash, you're just putting water with a little bit of paint. And it creates like a foggy effect. Like that, look at that. Look at my foggy effect. Very cool, see that? With a wash, you're not overtaking everything with a color, but you're sort of adding some hints, some tints, little bits of interest, you know, so it's not too white everywhere. That's better. That's better. Yeah, there we go. I think the wash kind of brought it together. There we go. Okay, so you got that. You could always add more colors up here. If you feel like it's very strong and colorful down here and kind of empty, you can add things like that, which I will probably do later. I'm not sure. But this is just an example of how to make like a Kandinsky type work. Lots of geometric shapes, lines, straight lines, abstract lines. You have organic shapes here, you know, color blending, lots of vibrant colors, bold colors like I like it. And remember, you have a point of interest here and then here, okay? These are the first things you will see when you look at this painting. So yeah, put this painting down, you go look at this, and then your eye goes this way, and then you start looking at everything else. All right, guys, thank you for watching The Hidden Cellar, and leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Any questions, put it in the comments. Have fun. Keep creating art. See you later.